What's up, fellas? I'm here with the week three review. Um, we'll start off the week with some stuff, some stats I've found. Obviously, you guys know that Mark put up a crazy low score, so I was very curious. I know we've done this before, but I didn't document anything, so I went through our league back as far as I could, which was 2000, which was 2012, to see who the what the highest scoring week was and the lowest scoring week. Um, Mark this week he scored 41.18 points. I know before that somebody had scored 42. Technically, the lowest scoring week ever recorded was by Jason Fowler in 2022 week 17. He scored 14.7 points. But when I look at his matchup, he had guys who were half of them were hurt, so he wasn't actually setting his lineup properly. So I kind of can't qualify that one. So obviously Mark did set his lineup properly and was trying to obviously win this week. So he has the record for the lowest scoring week in league history. And then as far as the highest scoring week in league history, it happened in 2018. It was week 6. It was by myself, and I scored 224.8 points. We only had one other person score over 200 in the league history. It was Josh Peters. And I want to say he did it. I want to say it was like 2014. When I looked at his lineup, I know it had Antonio Brown and Tony Romo in it. That was part of the big week there for him. But wanted to mention that, as I thought it would be some good information for the league. But obviously, I'll start looking into the matchups here. Obviously, I smoked Mark, beat him by more than 100 points. Not sure if that's ever been done either, but it's didn't want to spend the work to look into all that. Obviously, looking at Mark's team, put up 41 points. I put up 127. Mark had no player scoring double digits, which also might be a record. Not, I don't have time to dig into all that, but his highest scoring player got him 8 points. His quarterback, Derek Carr. Just very disappointing across the board. Samir White's kind of struggling. Tony Pollard, Spears is hurt. Pollard should get all the work. Didn't matter. 4 points. Tyreek Hill doesn't have a quarterback, so he only got 5.5. Mike Evans is doing Mike Evans things. He's very boomer bust player. Got the 3 points there. Calvin Ridley had 1 catch. Hunter Henry probably only had 1 catch looking at this. Alec Pierce got 5 points. Bears defense 5. Kicker, whatever. Had Caleb Williams on the bench who got him 17, and Najee Harris who got 11. So could have got a few more points there. Not had the record for lowest scoring, but it is what it is. Looking at my team, Joe Burrow played pretty well, 25. Brees Hall obviously started off on Thursday night with 16. Charbonnet's been playing well with Kenneth Walker out. Not sure when Kenneth Walker is going to return, but my guess is when he does, there is likely probably going to be a timeshare there. Charbonnet put up 24. Marvin Harrison found the end zone to give it 15. Malik Neighbors dominated again this week, 24. And then double digits from my kicker, double digits from the defense. Ayuk kind of struggled, 7 points. I expected more with Debo and Kittle out, and obviously no McCaffrey as well. But it was Juwan Jennings Day apparently. We'll see who played him if somebody did. Had Drake London on the bench with 16. Obviously had some coaching decisions to make there. Did a good job there, so it all panned out. Next matchup we have Michael versus Dakota. Michael took down the number 1 team in the power rankings, so he's obviously not going to be number 1 anymore, especially putting up only 78 points. But Michael put up 111 to take him out. Looking at Dakota's team, Anthony Richardson, who still can't throw the ball, 5 points. Obviously started off the week with Ramondre Stevenson, who had basically a goose egg. Devin Singletary played pretty well, 17. Chris Olave had 18. Seahawks defense got him 12. He got 0 from Rashid Shaheed. Obviously, the first 2 weeks, he killed it. I think he had to expect a little bit. He come back down to earth. Obviously, he thought he'd at least score some. Devontae Adams with only 6. Raiders were playing from behind a good, that entire game with the Panthers. I'm not really sure what happened there with him. It looked like Gardner Minshew wasn't having the best day. CeeDee Lamb also struggled. He's come out and like apologized for it, whatever. But obviously, as a Cowboys fan, we need him to play better than that. Um, did have Manuel Wilson on the bench, who had 16, the backup in Green Bay at running back, but you're definitely not gonna play him over the guys you had in there. Looking over here, you got at Michael's team. Baker Mayfield finally had a rough game, 8.5. Bijan with only 12. You obviously expect a little bit better than that. Obviously, Michael had Jawan Jennings, so there he is, 41 points. Crazy day. Aaron Jones with 23, big day. Raiders defense got him -4. Can't really blame him playing against the Panthers, who have looked god awful, but they put Andy Dalton in there, and I mean, the Red Rifle gets it done. I mean, I think the team was a lot more confident. They can obviously move the ball better and stay on the field and prolong drives, which gives the defense rest. And so when they get on the field, they're not in such poor positions, and they also have some energy to execute the game plan. Nothing else really going on there. Mark Andrews got him a goose egg. Pretty tough to see Mark Andrews struggling. I like Mark Andrews, but it's just been a awful season for him so far, and for most tight ends, nobody's really killing it. So it's not really hurting anybody necessarily. It sucks when you spent draft capital on a higher end tight end, expecting them to make a difference, and it's not doing anything for you. Next up, we got Ray versus Garrett. Ray won this one 131-83. Ray was led by Josh Allen, who had 31 on Monday night versus Jacksonville. If they needed to, he probably could have had 60. I mean, they pretty much got to do whatever they wanted against Jacksonville, who looks awful this season. Jonathan Taylor got him 26. Zach Moss with 18. Packers defense got him 23. And then just a lot of single-digit scoring in his lineup. Jameson Williams got him a point. T. Higgins finally played this season, coming back from his hamstring injury. He got 5. Tank Dell got 9. Jerome Ford with 9. Bench Sam Laporta. Played Travis Kelce instead. I guess it was the right decision because it got him a smidge more points. Quentin Johnson got 11 on his bench. Nothing else really to speak of there. Looking over here at Garrett's team, Lamar Jackson had a nice day, 26. Didn't even throw the ball that much against Dallas. They literally just ran the ball the whole time, and we have a horrible run defense. Chris Godwin continues to play pretty well, 14 points there. And then everybody else had single digits for him. Josh Jacobs, I thought was going to have a good week. Only the 5 points there. Because Baltimore didn't have to throw, Zay Flowers only got 4. Similar with Devontae Adams, Brock Bowers only got 6. Not really sure why they couldn't throw the ball, but it is what it is. Did throw in Cam Akers in his lineup. Obviously, with Mixon and Damian Pierce out, he got the start. Was only able to muster the 9 points. I expected a little bit better there, given he was pretty much the only guy in the backfield, but it is what it is. Next up, we have Dalton versus DJ. This was a rematch of the championship last year. Dalton won this one 148-110. DJ is currently 0-3. So maybe it was like rookie luck for him last season. We'll see if he can prove that wrong, but maybe or beginner's luck, however you want to refer to it. But starting off the season kind of rough so far. Jalen Hurts didn't play well for him. 11. Kyren Williams played well. He had 3 touchdowns, 31 points there. Garrett Wilson, 12, average. Devontae Smith, 12, average. You expect a little bit better there. Dallas Goedert had a career day for himself, 22 points. He ended up getting 0 out of his kicker, which sucks. Christian Kirk on the bench, who had 12. It's probably his best game so far this season. Adam Thielen on the bench, who had 12. But he, I believe, has been placed on IR with the hamstring injury, where he literally stretched as far as he could so he could score that touchdown. So a big play for the Panthers, but sucks because now he's going to be out for at least a month. It didn't look too good. James Conner in his lineup, only the 3 points there. Tough day for him against Detroit's defense. J.K. Dobbins with 7. Obviously, a tough matchup there with Pittsburgh. Looking over here at Dalton's team, Kyler Murray played okay, 15. Obviously, Saquon got the 32 points. He had like that huge touchdown run in that game. DK Metcalf with another big touchdown in their game with 18. Amari Cooper had 24. Deontay Johnson with 22. So smart play there. You get the quarterback change, somebody who can actually throw the ball and utilize the weapons properly. So smart decision there by Dalton. Had Jacoby Myers on the bench who had 18. So obviously could have got a few more points, but he definitely probably played the right people. Played Carson Steele. He obviously got his first start, only the 8 points there, but not too crazy there. None of these matchups this week were very close. Next up, we have Kenny versus Josh. Kenny won this one 146 to 55. Looking at Kenny's team, Jaden Daniels with 28, Gibbs had 16, James Cook was 17, Justin Jefferson had 17, DJ Moore had 11, McLaurin had 18, so he has the stack there with Daniels and McLaurin. Kincaid had 12. I think his touchdown, they were holding on the play, but it is what it is. Jets had 16. Had Hopkins on the bench who had 16. So all in all, all his guys pretty much performed. Javonte Williams only had 4, so a little bit of a rough day there. And then looks like he has Jordan Love on the bench. There's a good chance he may play this week. So we'll see what kind of decision he makes at QB, because I imagine him and Daniels are probably pretty much ranked close to each other in the rankings week to week. Obviously, Daniels gives you a little bit better rushing upside, where Love probably has better weapons around him and probably slightly better actual quarterback. I'm looking over here at Josh's team. Everybody scored in single digits outside of Darnell Mooney, who had 11. He had Roma Dunze on the bench, who had 21, and Shakir on the bench, who had 16. So could have did a little bit better there. Honestly, probably got a little cute playing Tyler Johnson over Shakir, in my opinion. Tyler Johnson got him 3.5. I mean, I get like the Rams are all banged up, but their offensive line is also banged up. It's just, I guess, tough situation there. Obviously, Demarcus Robinson's the receiver one there currently, and then you're throwing in Tyler Johnson, Whittington, and I can't remember who the other guy is who they're trying to figure out who can step in there. But Jordan Mason only had 10 points for him. Waddle's going to struggle with the quarterback situation there. McBride with kind of a down week with 4. Obviously, he's pretty solid there. 0 points out of his kicker is tough, considering I think going into the week his kicker, I want to say, was ranked number 1 in scoring. And Rashad White was 6. There's a chance Rashad White loses that job to Bucky Irving. So we'll see how that works out there, but not a great start to the season for him. And then the last matchup we have here, we have Derek versus Jason. Derek won this one 151 to 129. Derek is led by Patrick Mahomes, who had 16. Derrick Henry with 30. Kamara came back down to earth a little bit with 14. St. Brown at 17. Rashee Rice had a huge day with 23. Chuba Hubbard had a big day with 25. 12 out of his kicker. Even had some double-digit scores on the bench with Madison and Lazard. Ravens defense only got him 2. They allowed Dallas to score a whole bunch in the second half. Gesicki was 7 at tight end. You're probably pretty good with that, I would say. Just pretty solid day out of his team. Josh Reynolds at receiver. Not really sure why you went that route. I probably would have went Lazard over him, which would have gave you some more points. But not feeling Denver's passing game. But got the 5 points there. It didn't matter. He still got the victory. And then looking at Jason's team, you got Prescott with 30, Montgomery with 20, Chase had 27, Diggs with 15, Ferguson with 13. Pretty good day out of his team. He just had a very difficult matchup this week. Etienne only had 11. Smith and Jigba kind of came down to earth with 5. Nothing on his bench to talk of. Gabe Davis is even more boom or bust than Mike Evans. I mean, Gabe Davis might only boom 2 times a season, where Mike Evans probably going to boom half the games. Obviously has some injuries on his team, Mostert and Ken Walker on the bench. So tough week to put up 128 and not get the victory, but it's how it goes sometimes. Looking at the waiver report, because that process today, I didn't see anything too nuts. Looks like Steelers went for $10. Could have got him for free for Derek. He's undefeated, so can't a little difficult to question some of his decision making when he's winning all the games. Looks like some people are trying to get some of the same defenses in other players. Um, Calvin Austin went for $5. I don't really understand that because Pittsburgh can't throw the ball. Obviously, I know he had the touchdown, but that's a fluke. Tutu Atwell for $8. Not really understanding that either. But it is what it is. That is all I have for you guys. Sorry, I'm pretty tired from working last night and getting home super late and not getting a ton of sleep. But I wish you guys the best of luck. I will have power rankings posted along with the video here shortly. And good luck to everybody, and see you next time.